Greetings, GameCola faithful, and welcome to the GameCola podcast. This is podcast number 108, and I am your host and podcast commander, Joseph Martin. With me today, I have the solid GameCola crew of Diana Gray and Anna Bryniarski. Everyone, please introduce yourselves.
Hello, everyone. I'm Diana Gray, otherwise known as GameCola.net's resident fangirl, and I'm a little sick today.
Hi, I'm Anna Bryniarski, GameCola social media trash queen, and I have pizza. Yay.
Wow, that's much better than being sick.
And
It is. I'm also sick,
yeah,
though.
Anna's also sick.
Hey!
Hey.
So, hi, everyone. It's a podcast. Isn't that neat?
Woo!
So today we siphoned is not the correct word. We requested.
No, that's right.
Distracted.
We requested some questions, requestions, if you will.
Yes.
And we're gonna answer them, and you're gonna get to hear your question on the GameCola podcast, and it's gonna be a good time. How does that sound to everyone?
Sounds great.
So, Anna, as the social media trash queen who has the social media trash questions, would you like to social media trash get us started?
They are pretty trash. All right.
No, they're not.
Wow.
Don't be mean.
No, that was
Insulting
mean.
our
Okay, this. I'm mean. I'm sorry. I kind of just said that without thinking.
It's okay.
So I asked on Facebook and Twitter if anybody would want to ask us questions, and a whopping 2 people did. The first one comes from @JumbyDoll05 on Twitter, who asks the most important question: how long until the finished 10-10-10 is uploaded to the
I
site?
saw this already.
Well, Diana,
If
they
you
need
must
to know.
If you must know, I have been replaying VLR recently, and I actually read over what I had written, 5 years ago? No, I'm just kidding, it wasn't 5 years ago. 2 years ago, maybe? 3 years ago?
It might be 4.
You
Is it
started
4?
You started it before we were all on staff.
And you were on staff before we were on staff, and
Yeah, but I still wasn't even on staff when I started this, I don't think.
So yeah, it might be 5. It might be 5 years.
No,
almost
actually, I
be
may
5.
have been staff when I don't remember. But anyways, I actually reread over what I was writing, and it's actually pretty good, if I do say so myself. So I will finish it maybe this summer. I have a very ambitious plan this summer for both GameCola and for my own stuff. So I'm hoping I'm going to be able to get everything done that I'm planning to get done. And 10-10-10 is on that list. I only have 1 chapter left. I really have no excuse. But the problem is, whenever I decide on a direction I want to go with it, something changes. And, it kind of ruins my flow. And then it's just really hard to get back into it. And then as soon as I do, something else changes. And it's, a hot mess. So I'm going to have to basically rethink what I'm doing with that last chapter. But I know that the villain is not going to change.
So it's going to be like Metroid High School, where you come back to it after several years and just write an ending to tie it all
probably.
up.
Actually, with this villain, and given things that have happened since I started writing it, I can actually expand it a little bit, which will be fun. And that's your only hint you're going to get as to who the villain is. Unless I might have said it. Oh, no, I did say it. I did tell everyone who the villain was. It was on one of the episodes of VLR, I think. I did tell everyone.
Well,
who the villain
don't tell
was.
them now, and they'll have to watch the
I'm not
whole.
going to tell them now.
You have to
Yeah.
watch the VLR
I'm not even gonna tell you
playthrough
what
on
episode it's in.
gc.net, the letter G, the letter C, the word dot, the word net. Watch the playthrough there, and you'll figure out who done it. Who's the murderer? It wasn't
Who done it?
It was the butler, but probably not.
Man, I thought I was so smart at the time, and then I was rereading it. So stupid. I thought I was so great. Anyways, so that should answer your question, I think, about 10-10-10.
So, do we have a second question from our lovely studio audience?
We do, @Kyotsu. I don't know how to pronounce that. I hope I pronounced it right.
Chaozu?
No.
Not Chaozu?
No.
No.
What are your most anticipated games for 2017? Mine already came out,
Well,
and it
there's
was
that.
2064. So
No,
I'm good.
Yes.
So Anna's set for just forever.
Anna's-
I'm
That's
good
also
for the rest of the year.
secret. The spoiler. That is also Anna's most anticipated game of 2018. This is 2064.
No.
Joe,
not
do
how
you
that
have
works.
one
Um,
before I go?
Most anticipated game of 2017. I guess. I mean, this is kind of a boring answer, but I'm stoked for Mario Odyssey, man.
Yeah,
I
those
mean,
look really cool.
it looks the closest to Mario Galaxy. Like I feel like it's gonna go back to the sort of style of Mario Galaxy, which is my favorite of the 3D Marios. So I'm down for that. Obviously we don't really have much of a detail, but it looks super cool. You get to roll up in a little ball and you collect purple triangles, and it's pretty neat. It's pretty neato. Burrito. Cheeto.
Okay. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure that this game is actually coming out in 2017 or if it's like early 2018. I'm not sure on that. And I'm sure they have an actual release, maybe not release date, but like, like how they say like holiday 2017 or whatever. I'm sure they've said that and I just missed it along the line. But I am pumped for Xenoblade 2 and it's going to be great. That's why I'm buying a Switch besides Zelda. So, hopefully that is going to be good, because this is an actual Xenoblade 2, not like Xenoblade Chronicles X, which I'm sure was a great game, but this is like legit Xenoblade 2. It's going to be awesome. So that's my answer.
All right, and we have one more question from Twitter from @PaulMFranzen.
Who's that? Sounds like a loser.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't read this one.
All right, well.
He sounds like the kind of guy that would think that cheese nips are better than Cheez-Its, and I don't think I can abide by that.
I guess we should give it a fair shake. I ask his question.
What does everyone hope to get out of their time with GameCola?
And what was his answer? Because
his reply to this, about a minute and a half later, was, "The real GameCola is the friendships we make along the way."
Dang it, Paul!
Yeah.
Dang it, Paul!
Don't make me cry, yo.
I mean, I like friends.
Me too.
There, let's all have a friend high five. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
1, 2.
All right. So how many? Okay. So quick poll. How many people high five, like clapped, and how many people hit their microphone?
Clapped.
I clapped, and I kind of did like an awkward like half high five thing before. So then I clapped.
Oh, I just hit my microphone.
That's really awkward.
I was trying to high five through the internet.
It was a symbolic high five.
I mean, I already run a podcast. I think that's pretty neat.
Ooh.
I mean, I definitely can say I've learned a lot. Translate over into working on my own stuff and like things like that. But to me, more importantly, is the family that I have here.
Oh.
Not to get all cheesy or anything, but. It's true.
We have a good time here at GameCola, and that's the biggest appeal of GameCola is that it's just a lot of friends, and
that should be our new tagline. GameCola, we have a good time here.
We have a good time here. What a diversifying statement.
I know, right?
It really makes us stand out, doesn't it?
We have a good time.
GameCola, a net positive experience.
Hooray! It's true.
But I mean, like in the way that things work, a lot of things these days are very much personality driven rather than like I don't want to say not content driven, as in content doesn't matter. Content is king, obviously. But I think a lot of the attraction to stuff on the internet these days is in the people who are showcasing the content rather than necessarily the literal content itself. Like in the sense that like it's not that you're playing, Neon Genesis Dandelion. It's that you're playing, and then it's the game. And what draws people is the people, and not as much the game or the subject matter anymore. In terms of what people stick around for. Obviously, you need to have stuff that people are interested in for people to get on board in the first place. But I mean, like there's a lot of stuff where the premise is, I'm a fun person to listen to, rather than we play video games only using our left feet. And that's the channel.
I will not ever do that.
Please subscribe.
Subscribe?
Subscribe.
Yeah, that's how you make sure that you get everyone's videos on YouTube.
YouTube.
The hip new site that everyone's using, right?
Yes.
Okay, make sure you like my gram post on Snap Zone.
Snap Zone.
Snap Zone. Hey,
So
I'm
guess
not the
what?
one that's in charge of social media, alright? I don't need to know all of the correct terms and stuff. That's Anna's
guess-
job.
Guess what, guys?
What?
What?
We got 2 more questions in the span of 4 minutes.
Whoa.
They knew that we were recording the podcast
They knew.
now.
Yeah,
They
they
know.
did, because they were sitting right next to me.
Oh.
Oh. I mean, that doesn't make it any less exciting, but
So, the next 2 questions come from @Cameron Reading.
who's that?
I don't know. Oh no, it's the zombie apocalypse. Quick, pick 2 video game characters you take with you through this adventure. So Diana, you who have played Walking Dead.
I have Lee, obviously, because he can actually do things, unlike me, and Miles Edgeworth, because reasons.
Okay, see, you're just... I feel like you're not picking who would help you in a zombie apocalypse.
I picked Lee.
Yeah, okay, but Lean's, like, he might be capable, but at the end of the day, unless The Walking Dead has a lot more interesting content than... Not interesting, but, like, a lot more of a fantasy
What are you-
content.
He's
Content.
saying
He's just a regular guy.
he survived. Well, he didn't.
Yeah. Look. I know what you're gonna think, but hear me out. Mega Man. Look.
God.
Look. He's a
Here we
robot.
go.
He's a robot. He can't be zombified. So, like,
But
worst
he can be
case...
dismantled.
Yeah, but, like, worst case scenario, he's just destroyed. Like, you don't have to deal with, oh, this person that was helping me is now trying to attack me.
But hear me out on this.
Mm-hmm.
You ready? Miles Edgeworth
Is
is
extremely
really hot.
attractive. Yeah, so that's what I figured you
So-
were gonna say.
Oh. I'm just saying.
Wow.
We find a safe place, and
Diana,
You're
I don't
welcome.
think you're approaching this as the correct manner.
I think I'm approaching this in
The
exactly
question
correct
was
manner.
not, who would you like to spend your dying breaths with? in the zombie apocalypse.
What was the phrasing of the question again, Anna?
Quick, pick 2 video game characters you take with you through this adventure.
I did that. I'm just saying.
I'm not saying that your answers are invalid. I'm just saying that your
That's
priorities...
exactly what you're saying.
Your
Joe.
priorities aren't in order. You
Oh,
get your
no, you did not.
Diana, you're murdering Edgeworth. You're murdering
am
Miles
not
Edgeworth. You're
murdering
sentencing him to
Edgeworth.
death. You're bringing him into a
No.
universe with zombies, and he's gonna die because he's a
No,
lawyer,
we all stay
and that's
safe
really
together.
impressive. But that's not gonna. This is not gonna make him very well suited for the zombie apocalypse. Also, isn't he like 60?
No! Oh my god, how dare
How old
he
is he?
is not!
How old
He's
is
like
Miles
24.
Edgeworth? I'd not believe that. His hair is gray.
It is not!
It is too. I'm looking this up
No.
right now.
It is not. It is black.
It's great.
It is absolutely
Stop.
gray. That is absolutely gray. It's like a
You
dark
guys know how
gray.
to antagonize me. It is black.
I'm looking up his age.
He's 24 in 2016. I don't know when his actual birthday is, so he could be 25. Right,
He's-
we're saying the zombie apocalypse
You
is
know,
happening
he
now.
started his career at the age of 24. So that was his first lawyering was at 24.
His first lawyering.
Oh wait, no, sorry.
No.
No, he started at
That's
20.
wrong.
He started at
Do
20.
you think I don't know this?
He started at
Are
20.
you questioning my Edgeworth knowledge? I think you are.
So he's 24 in the first game.
Which is in 2016.
Okay, but you're getting first game Edgeworth then? Is what you're saying?
I mean, well, if the zombie apocalypse is happening right now, then yeah.
They can't
No, but
want
you're
zombie
taking-
apocalypse happening.
You're taking him out
Is
of
it
the
right
video
now, or
game.
is it in a couple years?
No, you're taking no.
Is it now or in a couple years?
No,
No.
I'm saying
No.
it doesn't matter.
It's
I'm saying
now.
it doesn't matter
It's now?
because you're
It's
getting
now.
no. Listen to me. This is
Sorry.
my podcast. Gosh dang it! You
You're
have
questioning
to.
me on my Edgeworth knowledge.
I'm not. I'm
I
not
have the right to
questioning.
be
Hi, my
offended
name's
about
Anna,
that.
and I'm just here for the ride.
Look. It
What?
doesn't. You're taking him out of the video game, so you have to pick which game you're taking him from. It doesn't matter
I don't
whether
think
it's.
that was ever a condition.
But it's which video game character. So it has to be from
Yeah.
the video game. So you have to
Okay.
pick. You have to pick which iteration of Edgeworth you're gonna take.
And I picked
Which one?
the first game one. I thought that was clear.
It wasn't clear.
Alright, sorry then. I thought it was clear because I thought the zombie apocalypse was happening now.
Right, but that's Ace Attorney timeline. You're taking him out of a completely different context.
Why? I
Anna,
made my choice. I'm done fighting about this with you.
Anna, who would you pick?
I'm very pleased with my choices.
I don't really know. I would probably take Rufus from the Deponia games, because then he'd probably be the first one to be eaten by the zombies.
Okay.
See, you
Good
guys,
strategy.
You guys are just adding zombie fodder for yourselves.
No, that's exactly it, to keep them away from me.
Right, but if
Joe's just gonna get
there's
more
just
and more
another
angry with us.
zombie. You've just added another zombie.
I
It's
don't
not
know
like he's
who
not
else.
going to attack you after he's a zombie.
I wasn't done, bruh.
Now instead of 100 zombies chasing you, you've got 101 zombies chasing you.
No, I'll be gone before then.
But there's gonna be that
Or-
strategy
or-
only works if there's one
these-
zombie. That
Are
strategy
these
only.
Walking Dead zombies? Is that a
Well,
thing?
I thought in Walking
Are
Dead
they
they
Walking
aren't
Dead
zombies.
Cam?
They're not zombies in Walking Dead. They're like walkers or
A mix.
whatever.
It's a mix of
It's
what?
a mix?
Like a Left 4 Dead, some slow zombies, but mostly mixed.
Oh, I don't know.
Left
the
4 Dead.
zombie- Left 4 Dead.
Left 4 Dead.
So you,
Well, I was going to say that all you would have to do was shoot him in the head, and then he would be permanently dead, and then you could sacrifice him to the zombies. But I don't know if that works in Left 4 Dead.
Okay,
I don't know who else I'd take.
just bring a
This
robot.
question's just gotten everybody angry.
Bring
Good job.
your
I'm
robot.
really
Bring your
angry.
2064 robot friend. What's their name?
Turing?
Turing.
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 what would
Turing
you
won't
do?
Turing against you.
That wasn't funny.
But like my point still stands. My points don't just say okay, Anna. If you don't like it, don't say boo in Discord. Just say it out loud.
Just say boo. Back me up on this. That was a terrible joke.
Stop
You're not
eating
funny,
during
Joe.
the podcast, Anna.
Okay,
I
fine,
haven't
Joe.
eaten
You
all
said Mega-
day. Leave me alone.
You said Mega Man. Who's your last person?
Right, Mega Man. He's got a pretty good track record.
Okay. And?
Let me think. I mean, like, I gotta stick with my robots now since that's been my whole point
I was gonna
of
say, if
contention.
you realize that if you pick a human, I'm gonna...
I'm just trying to figure out which robot to bring. I guess we could bring Mega Man X, but that's kind of boring.
I feel like that's cheating.
Yeah.
It is.
What other video games have robots? Oh, I could bring a Pokemon.
Oh. Would the Pokemon be zombified, though?
Not if it was a robot Pokemon.
That's true.
There are several of those. Like Magnezone comes to mind.
I was gonna say, you have to bring, like, a steel type.
Yeah. Magnezone can fly, right?
Yes.
I feel like steel type. Are we saying that steel types in general are immune to zombification? I feel like that's.
As long as it doesn't have another type that would not be immune, probably.
Well, I would because I would want something that could fly. I feel like that would be useful.
I mean, I don't know if Magnezone can learn.
Well,
to
yeah,
live.
no, that's what I'm saying. I might go with Skarmory then.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
So if Skarmory would be immune to zombies, I would go with Skarmory so that I could fly around with
I would
Mega
say
Man.
that Skarmory could be immune, probably.
And if not, then I would probably go with Magnezone because at least we could float off the ground a little bit. And Magnezone is absolutely just a robot, basically.
Well, I think my choices are better. Anyways, what's the
second question. The second question from @CameronReading is, what game did you play the most this year, and which game had the most staying power in your mind, one you couldn't forget easily?
Overwatch
Oof, that's a tough
and
one.
Overwatch.
2064, Cook Surf Delicious, and the newest Style Savvy game because, yeah.
Wait, what's the newest Style Savvy game? Which style of game is it?
Joe, you're not funny.
Man, come on, man. Don't be mean.
No, I'm being mean to you now.
No,
Insulted my Miles Edgeworth knowledge.
it's a simulation game. I thought so, I just wanted to make sure.
What is it? Is the
You-
simulation
you
of
look it up.
what?
You give people outfits and you make them pretty, and that's basically it.
How is
and-
that different than the old
Yeah.
Style Savvy games?
It is different in the way that it does fashion shows differently, and it also lets you design clothes.
So it's like
So that's
it's like
cool.
an iteration on the
Also,
game.
it also lets you do hair and makeup this time on other people and not just yourself.
Ah.
So that's fun.
So it's kind of
Didn't
like
get
a
to do that in the
sequel.
last two games.
It's like a sequel.
It's third game.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if it was like a series where each one focuses on something different.
Not
Some
really.
different aspect of style. Like, you know, how you have Truck Simulator and Farm Simulator And
Truck Simulator.
Truck Simulator is one of the more popular ones. You drive a truck in Europe, and that's the game.
Yay.
How impressed I am.
Diana, did you answer the question?
No, I don't think I did. Well, the game that I probably spent the most time playing is Dandelion. Because it takes forever, but I love it, so it's okay. And Impact, probably Mystic Messenger, let's be honest. Impact. I've gotten so many people to play Mystic Messenger now who said they like my friends who like read their
How
review.
many people?
Well, right now, 2, but I know a lot of other people are talking about it. Literally, on every Discord server I'm in, I somehow turn the conversation to Mystic Messenger, and it's kind of hilarious. But I got one of my friends on Twitter to start playing it, and he fell in love with it, and by the time it was done, his name on Twitter was Yusung Spei, which is one of the guys in the game. I'm super proud of myself for that one. But yeah, I actually just recently replayed 7's route, and it was still great. So, still great. Every single time. That's it. That's all I got.
Hey, Diana.
What?
If people listening to the podcast wanted to read more about Mystic Messenger in a GameCola fashion, what might they do?
Well, you could check out the review that I wrote on it on GameCola.net. It's pretty bomb. I give a nice description of all the characters, except Jumin, because he's a jerk, and I hate him. But everyone else, I give a good description of, and I tell you how the game works, and how to succeed in attaining love in a chat room, which I've done 4 times. It's great.
You said the bomb.com. You said the bomb, and I thought the bomb.com, and I was like, oh wait, no, it's GameCola, so it would be the bomb.net.
The bomb.net?
But
Change it to.
The bet.net.
That's it. That one.
Hey, you laughed. I thought you didn't think I was funny, Diana.
I don't think you're funny. That's a pity laugh.
remember what we said about being friends?
Yeah. But
that was a long time ago, Anna. That was a long time ago.
I was going to say, you can really only attain this level of joking with me if you're my really good friend.
Sometimes you just gotta grow up, you know, Anna. You gotta grow up.
I won't joke with people like this unless they're my friends because I'm afraid I'll offend them. So, this means you guys are my friends.
Either that, or you know that I can't afford to kick you off the podcast, or it would be the Joseph's Show starring Joseph.
And Anna's here too.
I meant like you collective. Like if I was, I couldn't kick both of you off.
You just wait for my coup. I mean, what? Nothing.
Do you want, Diana? Do you really want to take over the podcast?
Oh, I wasn't talking about cooing for the podcast.
Just in general.
Then why would I be waiting for your coup?
Because I'm gonna fire you.
You're gonna fire me? Then you would definitely have to do the podcast, because I don't think anybody else wants to do it.
Someone else in charge of it.
Who would you put in charge of the podcast?
It's not going to be a peaceful coup.
Who are you gonna make do the podcast, Diana?
Oh my god.
I don't know. Probably me, honestly. It'll just be me talking about East Attorney every month. Do you guys want to see that? Put it in the comments.
You don't see a podcast, Diana.
You see
Don't
the topic
sass me.
usually in the title.
I will sass you if you start talking about replacing me.
I will sass you when you question my Edgeworth knowledge, Joe.
Look, the thing I said that it looked like it said that it started at age 24, but it was just the way the thing cut off. I was literally reading from the internet. I didn't make up an age and just say you were wrong.
I had nothing else to say to you on that topic. Nothing.
So Anna.
So, that's all the questions we got from Twitter. We got nothing from Facebook. So, I did the only thing that I thought appropriate and decided to put it in my sorority's group chat. I was just like, hey, ask us questions. We have nothing. Help. Thank you, Sisters of Sigma Alpha Iota Zeta Upsilon chapter. First question is from Kristen Horkey. What is your favorite game of all time?
Ace Attorney.
Which one?
Just collected. Or...
It said game. She said game.
Can I have a tie?
I know what she said. Yeah, go ahead.
It's a tie between the original and Spirit of Justice.
Which number is Spirit of Justice?
6. The most recent one.
That's not usually how it goes with games.
No, but seriously, Spirit of Justice was a phenomenal game. Like, it went back to its roots. Like, after Dual Destinies, I think Capcom could tell that people weren't really happy with Dual Destinies, even though it got really good reviews, but the fans weren't happy with it. So they decided to, like, take some steps back and go back to the original. And that's what happened, and they gave us Spirit of Justice, which It's an excellent game. Case 5 of that game is a masterpiece.
So, I mean,
And that's why I love it.
That sounds like really like Spirit of Justice.
But at the same time, nothing can ever replace the original in my heart because it's the original.
Right. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's your favorite.
No, I think it is. They're tied. I can't pick between them. I mean, the original is just the thing that started it all. It introduced like, I can't replace that with something else. I can't choose between them. Don't make me. What about you, Joe? What's your favorite game of all time?
My favorite game of all time is Yoshi's Island.
Good choice.
I like it a lot. But like, it's funny because it's just, I've just played it a lot, but I've never actually done it to 100% just because I like to just play through it. Not really, I don't, it's not a speed run because I'm not that good at it. But I like to just sort of blast through it and just, because I'm so familiar with it. And I mean, like, just the way that you do the whole egg thing, it makes you feel really cool when you do cool stuff with throwing eggs. And
agreed.
It's just a lot of fun, and I like it. Mega Man, and then like after it's like Yoshi's Island, and then like the next maybe 2 or 3 are Mega Man games.
I figured as much. About you, Anna?
Oh, wow.
After you're done dying.
I've never played that. How do you? What system is on?
Ha! Funny.
You're not funny.
Yeah, I don't think I can choose just one. 2064 is definitely one of them. The first and second Deponia games, specifically of the series, Valhalla and The Night of the Rabbit and Earthbound are
Ooh, Earthbound's a good one.
top ones.
But no, I've never played it to completion.
Oh, good. So good. It is a good game, but like recently it's been reminding me of McDonald's because I played it while I was working at McDonald's, and I'm just like, not fun memories. Anyway, Brianna Nicole Pale asks, what is your favorite game soundtrack? And that's my little. I love her. Anyway.
Yay, I was little. Well, my favorite, I mean, it really kind of depends on my mood. Most of my iTunes library consists of game soundtracks, to be perfectly honest with you. But if I have to pick an absolute favorite, Xenoblade. I just wrote a featured game soundtrack article on it like a few weeks back, and the Xenoblade Chronicles soundtrack is amazing. It's very good, and it's super varied too, so it has like something for everybody. And like no matter what kind of mood you're in, if you need a workout song, it's got it. If you want to chill, like going on a stroll song, it's got it. If you want a working on homework song, go to Xenoblade. It has everything you could ever possibly need.
Is there a part of Xenoblade where you work on homework?
No, but I'm just saying you could use some of that music to work on homework. That is what I'm saying.
I think I said this in the musical podcast, because I think this was a question in the musical podcast. But I really like the soundtrack to Kid Icarus Uprising.
Oh, that's good.
A lot. Because it's one of the few games these days where it has like contextual pieces. Like, in the sense that, like, it's not just a background track. It is specifically for... Because the way the flying sections work, it's the events happen at the same time every time. So the music can be exactly what's going on in it. So when you listen to the music, you can, like, imagine yourself playing through the game and, like, imagining the events that are happening. And, like, the songs themselves are just very narrative instead of just, like, never-ending background junk. So...
the song through the sky.
I think we sang it. In the...
We probably did. Or at least if any of those, probably me.
I think we both did. Because I feel like I remember editing in the background.
The actual music?
Yeah.
It's a good song.
And to hear us sing it, you should go back to podcast number 92. The singing podcast.
Yeah, the singing podcast. I would sing it again right now, but I am sick, so I cannot.
So remember all those games I mentioned like 5 minutes ago?
Yes.
Same thing almost. Pretty much the same thing. All the Deponia games have a really, really good soundtrack. I just did a featured game soundtrack article on Night of the Rabbit, which has an amazing soundtrack in my opinion. Valhalla 2064, another Daedalic game named Anna's Quest, Undertale, Earthbound. Night in the Woods has a really, really good soundtrack. It's really pretty. Ace Attorney and Professor Layton games have really good soundtracks,
Yes.
and the Professor Layton vs. Ace Attorney soundtrack is also amazing, and also Rhythm Thief. And I'm looking through all of. I'm on iTunes right now looking through.
Looking at your library. I should have done that too.
It's good. Zelda has good music too.
Ooh, yeah.
From Sarah Sweet, what makes or breaks a game for you?
Ooh, good question.
Usually for the former, like developers, and for the latter, me when I'm really angry.
I see what you did there.
But Tish.
For me, I think what makes or breaks the game is the development of characters and the story. I like my games to have really complex stories. So as long as, and I like really developed characters as well. So as much as I think playing like silly games is funny sometimes, I really do like when the stories have a deeper meaning behind them, or like there's something that you need to uncover, if that makes sense. I mean, an example probably would be Hatful Boyfriend and the secret story.
Oh my god.
Like, you never would have expected that would come out of a game about dating pigeons, but it had an amazing story in the end, and the characters got fantastic development.
I hate that game.
I know, I do too, but that story was phenomenal. So I think that's my answer. Probably characters and story are most important for me.
I think I'm the opposite. I'll sit through any sort of bad story. I don't really care if the story is not that good, as long as the game itself, the gameplay is fun. I just want to enjoy what I'm actually doing in the game. And if the story wants to go and be stupid, it can go and be stupid. That's not to say that a good story doesn't help sell a game. But if the base gameplay isn't fun, then the story won't usually save it for me.
That's interesting.
But I mean, like, Mega Man isn't known for having, super complex story. Though I will argue that it is there's more to it than necessarily it looks on the broad scale. Not necessarily from game, like each individual game, but like broadly as a collective, there's a little bit more of a narrative. That kind of got thrown out at Mega Man 8, but I think that's a rant I've already gone on, so I won't do that again. What about you, Anna?
Story. What makes a game? Story. If it looks pretty is nice. Good soundtrack. If it's fun, I would really appreciate that as well.
I can respect that.
You need to take it or leave it.
It really just depends on the mood I'm in, but I'll get through a bad game if it has a good story. I don't have that much experience with that, though, which is nice. I tend to only stick with games that I like, so if I don't like it, I just stop. A game breaker would be really, really bad graphics, probably, but it really depends on that one. If it's not fun, I guess. If it starts out being fun, but nothing changes, like ever, which is weird considering I like simulation games, but if it's not a simulation game, if it doesn't change anything as it goes forward. Bad story will also turn me off, which there's a question, and another question that I'll get to that part, but yeah, bad story will turn me off to a game. Okay, from Katie Victor, what console do you prefer? I don't play consoles often.
Joe?
3DS.
Of like all of them?
Oh,
Sure.
All of the consoles? Which one is my
Sure.
favorite? Whew,
She
boy.
just asked what console.
That's a lot. I mean, there
That
are
is
a
a
lot.
lot.
To answer this question, I should probably give context to the viewers at home, to the listeners at home, rather. So, in my life, I have owned an original Game Boy, a Game Boy Advance SP, a GameCube, a Wii, a Wii U, a 3DS, a DS Lite, DSi, and a PS3, and a PS4. I think that's everything. I really like the GameCube, honestly. I think it's very solid. Like, it didn't try to sell itself on gimmicks, but it also didn't try to sell itself on pure, like, graphical fidelity either. I mean, maybe it kind of tried to at the time. But the GameCube's best point is its library of games. And I don't know if that's something that you can necessarily say about other consoles in general. Like, a lot of the time it's, oh, the PS4 can do this amount of graphics and can, play DVDs or whatever. But it's not as much, like, what good games does it have? And with the GameCube, it's like, the reason it is good is because it has good games. And it did the most with, like, the basic idea of a console that you could, I felt like. Like, you had Mario Party 7, and they did, like, an 8-player mode. By just, like, you just share a controller. And, like, that's kind of neat. And you had all these games that were just, like you had a lot of games that were, like, the GameCube 3D Mario was Super Mario Sunshine, which was this weird, it was weird. You had, like, this hose that you flew around with, and you shot goop with it. It wasn't like, oh, they had to do that because motion controls, or they had to do that because extra screen. It was, they did it because it seemed interesting. It didn't look like they were looking for a way to use something that the GameCube could do as much as they were looking for something that was fun in and of itself. Lots of stuff like that. I could probably think of more. Double Dash, the double Mario Kart, where it was just like, it's just Mario Kart with this cool extra thing that we never did again. They should make Double Dash. The Mario Kart 10... Wait, which Mario Kart are we on now? 8?
8.
Mario Kart 9 and Mario Kart 10 should be Double Dash 2.
That would be cool. I agree.
Mario Kart 9, Mario Kart Double Dash 2.
Mario Kart Double Dash 2. Perfect. I guess that means it's my turn. I don't know, to be honest. I guess I would say my 3DS, because it's the one that I have at school, so it's the one that I play most often. I suppose that would probably be my answer. I'm hoping that the Switch will become my favorite system once I get it. Hopefully. But we'll see how that goes on that front. But yeah, I've always been a fan of my 3DS. It's portable, easy to carry around. I can bring it to school because it's mine, not anyone. And I don't have to share it with anyone like I do with my Wii with my sisters. Yeah, I think that's about it, to be honest. I think the 3DS has a great library of games as well. So, yeah, that's my answer.
All right. Mia Harvey asks, what video game would you want to be adapted into a movie/TV show?
That isn't already.
I can't really see any of the games I like being made into a good movie or TV show.
That's interesting, because a lot of your games are very narrative driven.
Right?
Yeah.
My thought is that they should just kind of stay video games. That's kind of where I'm at.
Why don't we go with stuff that isn't already either having a movie or a TV show?
That makes more sense.
No Ace Attorney, and I won't talk about the Mega Man TV show again.
Deal.
That's fair. Shake on it. Deal.
Shake on it. I think that I would really like to see a Zero Escape TV show / movie. I think it'd be really cool. It could be really well done. I don't know, I've been on this Zero Escape kick lately ever since I've been watching someone stream it blind. And it's been a really great experience for me to know, like, what's going on, and then watch someone who has no idea what's going on make their way through this game series, because he's playing all the games, I think. But it makes me think, like, I forgot how good these characters are, how fun. It would be a great TV show, but I don't think a TV show could ever do it justice. So that's why I would be a bit hesitant. But if in a perfect world, that would be the best TV show.
Overwatch is kind of already a TV show.
It's kind of already. It has shorts.
It has those shorts.
Yeah, I don't know if it counts.
Yeah. What else do I like? Most of the things that I like have already kind of had their TV shows. And like Mega Man, it was sort of like the last one that needed a TV show. Everything else I'm pretty set on, I think. Good for you.
Okay, and I think this is the last question. Yeah, it is. Katie Victor again asks, what is the worst game you've ever played? Runaway, A Road Adventure, I believe is the name, and I hate it, and I hope it burns in a fire, and it's bad. It's a stupid game. The story is bad. It's dumb. I hate everything about it.
Someone asked me this recently. I didn't have an answer for them then. I still don't now. I don't think I've ever played a really bad game, because if I ever attempted to, someone would tell me that it was bad beforehand and I wouldn't play it. So I do have a lot of games sitting in my Steam library that I haven't touched yet, so there's a chance that one of those is bad. But as of right now, I don't think I've ever played a truly horrible game. Like, I can usually find something to like in a game, but we'll see. Maybe that'll change in the future.
I'm close to you on that, except there was one time, because most of the time before I buy a game, I do a lot of research to see if it's, at least okay.
Yeah, me too.
But the one time I didn't was with the Lego Star Wars 3DS.
Oh.
Lego Star Wars 3 3DS. Because the 3DS was coming out, and I was like, I'm going to buy a 3DS, but I need to buy a video game for the 3DS. Because I don't know if you kiddos in the audience remember, but when the 3DS launched, there were 0 good games.
Mm-hmm.
There were not.
I do remember.
There were not any like heavy hitters for the 3DS for a long time. I mean, the 3DS in its early days was a lot like the Wii U was its kind of entire life. So I bought this Lego Star Wars game because I like Lego Star Wars, and I was like, alright, well this should be at least decent, but the Lego formula did not translate well to handheld, because you couldn't switch you couldn't do the thing where like you had several characters around and you switched between them. You just were like on a free play mode, where you can just switch to whatever characters you have, and you just have limited characters. So like, you never had to, like, make sure that you open up this thing so that a character that can help you get past this roadblock can come to where you are with this other character. Or, like, a situation where it's like you've got these 4 characters you need to get across this gap, and each character has a different way that they can get across the gap. But no, you just had all the characters all the time, because you were just whatever character you needed to be. So what you would do is you would be whatever Jedi character you had, you would just be that, constantly hit B, because you were invincible if you did that, because you would reflect any shots, and you couldn't take any damage while you were attacking. And so you just do that through all the enemies, and then whenever there's a contextual thing, you just switch to whatever character needs to do that contextual thing. And that's the puzzle. And it was a sloth to go through, and I beat it 100% just so that I would never have any reason to play it again ever.
Nice. Good for you. That's a wild story.
That's all the questions we had from Sigma Alpha Iota Zeta Epsilon sisters. Thank you, friends.
Thank
who may
you
or may not
for
end up
asking us
listening to this.
questions.
Well, no, hopefully because they're on the podcast now they'll listen to it, and suddenly
now you have to listen to it.
Yeah. Hear us say your names.
Our
Even though it's
female
just Anna.
viewership just skyrockets.
It won't. I made them all like the Facebook page, though.
Hooray!
I was like, hey guys.
Like it.
That's why I joined a sorority.
So you can make everyone like our Facebook page?
Yeah, that's exactly
That's
it. You know, like 2 years after I joined it.
Playing the long con.
Alright, what else do we talk about, friends?
We can talk about what we're playing. Segue.
Oh, what
Seamless.
video games
I did it.
are we playing in recent times?
Yeah.
Oh, are we doing that already?
I mean,
We're out of questions.
and
Yeah.
we're like an hour in.
Okay, then it's fine.
Shorter
Who
one
wants
is
to go
okay.
first?
Here. You know what? Let's have some fun.
What?
What?
Oh,
All
God.
right, here
What
we
is
go.
this fun?
What are you
Here we go.
doing?
We're gonna
What is
RPG
You
cast
have
it.
dice?
We're gonna RPG
dicing
cast it.
already?
All right,
Okay.
pick a number between 1 and 6.
4.
2.
Okay, Diana, you're 1 and 2. Anna, you're
Okay.
3 and 4, and I'm 5 and 6.
Alright.
All right, I go first. It was a 6.
Wow,
In recent
okay.
times, I have been playing. Look, the DM gets to do whatever they want. You don't get to
that how
know.
that
You can
works?
pick numbers.
Yes, that's how it works. It is actually a 6. I'm not lying.
I believe you.
I just wasn't going to say anything.
Because I didn't want to go first.
Okay.
Recently I've been playing the new update to Overwatch, the single player campaign, sort of, not a campaign makes it sound too long. The single player event or the team. So it's like a team. So you're not fighting. You're fighting against AI on a team, and you're fighting like this horde of robots that are coming in, and it's all about cooperation, and so it's a lot less toxic because everyone's working together, and there's not really anything at stake, and it's a good time. And then I've also been playing a game called The Wild Eternal, which should have its review up by the time that this podcast goes up, and you can read about it in the review. And I think for the sake of we were provided a review copy for the game, for the sake of good spirits, I will not say anything else about that.
Cool.
Take that as you will and read the review on GameCola.net.
Will do.
That made everyone a lot more quiet than I meant it to.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to
It's
make
just
it
like,
sound...
how do you follow that up?
Well, who was 1 and 2? Diana?
That was me.
Well, Diana, you can follow it up by telling us what video games you've been playing in recent times.
Well, in recent times, I think I've actually mentioned both of the video games that I've been playing already in this podcast, but in recent times, I just started playing Dandelion again for my channel. It'll already be started by the time this podcast goes up, but yep, we're doing that again. It's fun times for everyone. Yay! And then I'm also replaying the Zero Escape series because I am a member of Nintendo Capri Sun's subscriber base, I guess you could call it. That's not the best way to phrase it, but I started the sentence, had to finish it. And he is currently playing them blind, and it's a fun time for everyone because only some of us know what we're doing. And so sometimes when he needs help, it's pretty fun to be the one that knows what they're doing. When it comes to Zero Escape, he's on Virtue's Last Reward now, so I am trying to play through Virtue's Last Reward and beat my time from previously. My previous time was 35 hours, I think, to beat the game, a little over 35 hours. I am 15 hours in, and I have only gotten 2 endings out of 9.
What's the speed run world record for that?
I don't know, actually. It'd be something interesting to look up, because the thing is, there's probably an optimal way to do it so that you don't get stuck, because you can hit the locks if you don't have the information that you need. So I'm sure there's a way to get through all of it without hitting any of the locks, but I don't do that. I just make the stupid decision of going from left to right across the time, or the flow chart, which is idiotic because you hit all of the locks because it's me. So yeah, I've gotten pretty much all of the locks and all of the bad endings at this point, and only 2 real endings. So, but I have gotten all of the gold secret files too, so that way I'll get all of the endings. It's been fun. I'm really looking forward to playing Zero Time Dilemma again, because it's really fun now that I know a bunch of stuff from Zero Time Dilemma to go back and play Virtue's Last Reward and 999, because kind of connect together more once you've played the end of the series, and it's pretty interesting. Yeah, I'm hoping that we'll play Zero Time Dilemma on this channel someday if I can get the guys back together. But I can't do it because I can't buy it on Steam because it's only on Windows. That's honestly pretty much all I've been playing. I played some Minecraft the other night for my first stream ever. Joe was there.
Mm-hmm.
It was awkward.
I didn't know you did a stream.
I did do a stream.
It was at 3 a.m. on Friday.
It was at 3 a.m.
There's
Legit.
a reason I didn't know it was
Yeah, I couldn't sleep, so I decided to stream for the first time. I played some Minecraft, which was fun because
And then we played Jack in Box.
We did, and well, it was fun to play Minecraft because apparently when my laptop got wiped, it wiped all of my Minecraft data since last night, which is awesome and stuff. So I started the game expecting to be at my house so that I could just show everyone my house and have a chill house stream, and I had no idea where I was. I was in a cave someplace, and I was like, oh god, where am I? I don't know where I am right now.
You were showing people your house and stuff when I got there.
Yeah, I did manage to find my way back.
So it didn't delete your save file, it just deleted where you were.
No, it didn't delete my save file, it just deleted all of my progress that I made in the past, year.
Oh.
Which wasn't, too much. My house is still the same as it was, but I lost, a bunch of materials and stuff, which is fine. I can redo it. But, yeah, I just like started the game and I was like in the middle of a cave someplace and I was like, oh man, I am never gonna find my way. Like, I do not know where I am. And then I was trying to get my coordinates. Like, you know, you can push like F3 to get coordinates and it wasn't working because I had the coordinates for my house and I was like, well, I'm just gonna wander around this desert, I guess, until I find my house. And it just so happened that I was in the desert right behind my house. And I was like, oh, thank God. Like, past me was actually being pretty smart. Problem, I'm never gonna be able to find that cave again, though. And then Joe got there later, and then we played some Jackbox. And that was hell to set up, to be honest with you. I'm gonna have to work on that. But it was really fun. Had a good time. Hopefully we'll be able to stream more this summer. So...
yeah, we're just gonna do everything in the summer. Right?
Yeah, I'm planning...
That's never fallen through before.
Yeah, I have very ambitious plans for this summer, and I'm like, oh god. Like, I think I may be biting off a little more than I can chew here, but it's fine. I'll make it work. I always do. And that's about it for me, I think. Oh, and I've been playing Fire Emblem Heroes a lot, like I do.
All right.
So
hold on. No, wait. No, hold on. Okay, so that was a 5, so that's me again. So, I didn't mention... I actually forgot to mention that,
how convenient.
I've been playing, Hearthstone. I picked it... The reason I forgot about this was because I started playing it, last month when we did the April Fool's podcast. So, and it has been a while because I've been busy. But it's been interesting to play, like, a card game online where you can have, like, all the weird rules and, like, weird card effects that, like, make other cards happen. But it doesn't matter because it's all made up, so they can just make it. Like, you can just make up whatever effects that you want, and it doesn't matter that you don't have, like, the right cards or the right token chips or whatever to make it happen. Like, it just happens. And so that's interesting. All right. Here we go. 2. So Diana, it's your turn.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Well,
Anna, go. Anna, go. It was only a joke, Anna. It was just a
she's
joke.
sad. You made her sad.
Too many crying faces in the Discord. It was only a joke, Anna.
Because I
I'm
keep
sorry.
crying because you won't let me go.
I just thought it was a joke. It was only a joke. Go. What video games have you been playing in recent times?
I recently picked up a game named Thimbleweed Park, which is by the same guys who worked for LucasArts, who made Monkey Island. It's pretty good. I made it my mission to go through and dial every fake phone number in the game and listen to every voice clip. I found the one done by YouTuber Lazy Game Reviews, and that's the only one I was really looking for. They also have a library full of books, and like, when I say full of books, I mean there are so many. It's insane, and I kind of want to go through all of them. But I'm probably going to try and finish the game before I do that, because I had to stop doing that. I actually wrote down every phone number, because I couldn't just take a picture with my phone, because my phone doesn't have a lot of room on it. But yeah, I spent a good amount of time. I have like 7 hours in that game, and most of it is not me actually playing, which is really, really sad. What else have I been playing? This isn't as recent, but I've played a lot of Cook Serve Delicious in the last month and a half that I've had it. Night in the Woods is another game that I played a lot, and it was really, really good. Also, I started playing Link to the Past on my 3DS, and I like it a lot. And then, as my birthday gift to myself, I got Style Savvy, the latest Style Savvy game, because I was curious and because I liked the other 2 games, so I was like, why not? So yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, probably.
Hooray!
I don't play games anymore. I just sleep and cry and do schoolwork.
All right.
Awesome.
All right.
Hey Cam, what games have you been playing? What games are you currently playing?
I want to take a while. Guess. Starts with a B, another B.
Nice.
Cam's playing Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Cool.
Great.
And he looks like he's having the time of his life.
I'm actually.
He is.
Well, I always am.
Yeah. I also started playing Animal Crossing again, like on my birthday, but then
I want to do that.
Which Animal Crossing?
Yeah, I played on my birthday.
So you can get the birthday event. I do that too.
Yeah. My past
Which one
since
was
I've
it?
had New Leaf,
New Leaf.
since I've had New Leaf, the first birthday wish I had was the blood of my enemies. Last year it was sleep, and this year it was just grad school letters. None of them have come true.
It's okay. You still have time.
No, it. But yeah, I like Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing is cute and fun. And then we did that like hacks and slash, and oh boy, that was great. I got to yell a lot. That was fun.
Yeah, what was it? Hold on, let me see if I can do the voice again.
That we did. Oh no.
The Cabbage Man! The Cabbage Man!
Oh my god.
Well done.
The evil Cabbage Man!
Well
My
done.
dog
just-
voice was not as good as your dog
just-
voice. Sorry.
Just shake your head and make your lips really loose. You just go, the Cabbage Man! Diana, you just gotta talk like this!
Oh my
I'm not gonna do that. I'm already sick.
But yeah, that's video games.
Video games.
Video games.
I love video games.
I actually talked about video games. One of my other sisters is doing a project on basically that article that I wrote last month about that jerk's comment about girls who play video games.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I got to comment on it. She's getting one of our other sisters to answer questions as well about being a girl gamer, and then she's also having two of her guy friends read that comment and see their reactions. So that's exciting.
Making waves in the world.
It's exactly not what I want to do in life.
It's, yeah, you know Anna, just the loudest and most just like in-your-face person.
Okay, if you look at my Twitter, probably that's what you think, but then if you met me in real life, it's just like, you don't talk at all. Yay!
Yay!
Video games.
Video games.
There.
I am very tired.
We're all tired.
I think we all are.
Are we ready to call this a podcast?
Probably.
Hey, guess what? This is a podcast.
Oh shit!
I
Yeah.
thought you guys said I'm not funny. You gotta stop laughing if you don't think I'm
I
funny, or
didn't
I'm gonna get the
laugh.
wrong impression.
Anyway.
Alright. I just peaked my microphone. Let me try that again. Alright. Thank you from the bottoms of our heart for listening. Our hearts. We do not share a collective heart.
No, we
Thank
don't.
you for listening to this edition of the GameCola podcast. If you liked what you heard, be sure to check us out on our actual internet website, GameCola.net. Please stop dying, Anna, while I'm
Don't
doing the
die.
outro.
No promises.
We're trying to do the outro. Gee.
You just gotta make it
Jeez.
like 60 more seconds, and then you can die. Then you
Thanks,
have my
guys.
permission to die.
Thanks, guys.
So what if we needed your permission?
It's my podcast. It is what little power I have in this world, and you can't take it away from me.
I can and I will.
Oh my god. We need to end this before all of us just fall asleep at our
I'm
computers.
sorry. I'm very confrontational today.
You could also check us out
Dan's
on our
ready to
YouTube
fight.
channel.
Fight me.
gc.net. The letter G, the letter C, the word dot, the word net, not the word fight me.
Fight me.
Fightme.net.
Fightme.net.
Fightdiana.net.
That's my personal website.
Fightdiana.net.
Diana.net.
Let's see, is that a website? Let's look.
Don't look that up.
No, we're gonna look it up. This is only like an hour
It is
long.
not.
We can. Alright, it's up for grabs, Diana.
Oh, I could buy Fight Me.
No,
Fight Diana?
Fightdiana.net.
Sick. Maybe I will.
Well, I don't know. Is there a .com that you would?
Probably not. I don't want to pay
Nope.
for it.
Okay. So YouTube channel. You can also check us out on Twitch. Search GameCola. If you have questions, you can either email us, and you want to be featured, like everyone was today on this edition of the GameCola podcast. You can email us questions at podcast@gamecola.net, or send them to our social media channels, such as as explained by our social media trash queen.
I'm sorry. Hi. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter as GameCola. That's literally it. Just GameCola.
Hooray.
Bye.
So goodbye.
Good
Those are the things. Oh, and iTunes. Don't forget
Yay!
iTunes. You can listen to the podcast on iTunes and subscribe and rate us highly. Unless you didn't like us, then don't rate us at all.
We're not
Bye.
there. Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Greetings, GameCola faithful, and welcome to the GameCola podcast. This is podcast number I don't know. Let me check real quick.
Wow.
Look, man.
Wow.
Shush.
Wow.
Shush.
That was embarrassing.
108.
This is
Okay.
starting off really well.
Shush. We're starting over. This is podcast number 108.
No, you
I'll
can't
put
start
this
over.
at the
Keep it
end.
in.
I'll put this. Greetings, GameCola faithful, and shush. I'm starting now. Quiet. Mute your microphone
All right.
if you have to laugh at me. Alright, 3, 2, 1. What did you just try to do in Discord?
I spelled it wrong.
Oh, yeah. Did you think... I thought that was like some weird username thing.
I can't use it in here. I had to get Nitro. I was trying to post, one of my friends on my thesis server made an emoji of my face, and I was trying to post it, but it doesn't work.
I want to see it.
It's in the server.
I'm
Here,
on the
I'll-
server.
Just talk to James or Coley. Is it
Coley.
Coley or Collie?
Coley.
Coley.
Here we go.
Her
Talk
name's
to-
Nicole, so.
Oh, okay. So talk to Coley and
Okay.
see if she can get it implemented. Anyway, we should end the podcast now,
Yeah.
shouldn't we?
Go to
And
sleep.
I'm just
Best podcast.
gonna curl up and just go to bed right here.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone.
Oh my god, everyone now, because I posted that one in the thesis, everyone's posting the one of me dabbing.
Nice. Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, that's a dab. I approve.
It's the only time I've ever dabbed in my life, and of course they got it on camera. It
I
was in the
dab
Ace Attorney
all
meetup, and
the
everyone else
time.
was dabbing, so I had to dab too.
I dab all the time for the SAI founder that haunts us. There are like two
I
pictures.
started a thing. Everyone's sending emotes now.
There are two pictures of me and my little dabbing. But there's one of us by a trash can in between us because that's who we are as people.